In about 6 weeks, I'm going to be leaving Memphis, Tennessee on a 4,000-mile ride to Nova Scotia and eastern Canada. Myself and about 8 of my friends are going to be departing on this long journey, and a couple of them have not been on a trip this long before. And they asked me, what are some things that we should pack and take along on this trip? Welcome to another episode of Riding and Wrenching, the biggest little YouTube channel on the entire interwebs. I am your host, Q the Rider, and in today's episode, I'm going to share these items that I'm going to pack and take along with me on my trip. Before I get started, I'd like to recognize the sponsors for Riding and Wrenching. Wings Customs, the maker of some amazing custom handlebars and other accessories for your Harley Davidson motorcycle, and Volunteer Audio, who install some incredible sound systems on your Harley Davidson motorcycle, both of which I have done to my 18 Road Glide. Let's get started. So, what are some things that you should take along with you on a long road trip? So I'm going to go over a few of those items here with me today. So we'll start off with a spare gas can. What I like about this particular gas can is that it occupies the space in the back of your saddlebag, and you have it just in case something goes wrong. Now, I generally don't travel with gasoline in the can, but if I'm going by myself, I will probably put some gas in here because you never know when you might do something stupid. The next item that you might want to have along with you on a long motorcycle trip, an insulated cup. These things are amazing because I can fill this up with ice water and I can go from one gas stop to the next, and I will always have something cool to drink. But in addition to this, the most important thing to have is a spare bottle of water in your Tourpack. And the reason you want that is if you break down on the side of the road and a tow truck has to come and get you, you may be sitting there for hours, and you don't want to sit there thirsty. So an insulated cup and a spare bottle of water will save the day for you. You can thank me later. Next thing that I like to travel with on a trip, a couple of spare pair of gloves. And I bring different types of gloves. I like to have fingerless gloves sometimes, but you also want an extra pair of gloves because you might get stuck in the rain or just oddball things might happen, and an extra set of gloves can sometimes get you out of trouble. The next thing that you want to have, I also like to travel with extra glasses. Glasses are cheap, so I usually have a clear set and a set of shades just in case you lose them, you break them, they get scratched. It's just nice to have them. Now, honestly, you could pick these up at a gas station if you don't have an extra set of glasses, but I always travel with a couple of extra sets of glasses. Now let's get to some of the fun stuff. Now, this is my rain suit. You always want to travel with a rain suit and be prepared for different weather conditions. So most of my long trips, actually all of my long trips no, that's not true. Normally when I go on a long trip, I am prepared for all weather conditions. So I'll bring a rain suit, and in the summertime I might have a windbreaker or something like that. I won't bring a heavy leather coat, but if I'm going on a trip in the spring or the fall, and I might run into some cold weather, you just want to be prepared. So be prepared for all weather conditions, but at a minimum, have a rain suit. And I also have, it might not be easy to reach. Here they are. Keep your feet from getting wet. So I keep these tucked into my rain suit. They are boot socks or something. I forget what you call them. But these are also nice to have because the worst thing that you want is to try walking on water inside of your boots for a whole day. So definitely get yourself a quality rain suit and some boot socks. Next item, an air compressor. I have had many experiences where I've had lost my tires on the road. So you want to have an air compressor, but an important thing about an air compressor is to actually test it at home before you leave. Make sure it works, but also make sure you know how to use it, because you want to make sure you have an air compressor that's compatible with your bike. So this particular air compressor would not be good on my CVO because my CVO doesn't have a 12-volt charger like this. So you want to check your air compressor and test it with the bike that you plan on traveling with. Because it's a very important piece of equipment, because otherwise you could have a simple nail in your tire and an air compressor that's useless, or one that you don't have. But speaking of tires, you also want to have a patch kit. And if you have a patch kit and haven't used it for a while, it's also a good idea to inspect it just to make sure that everything is there, to make sure that the glue that comes in your patch kit hasn't hardened up or anything bad's happened to it. So here I have a tube of the rubber cement, and it's still viable. It's nice and soft, so this is still usable. I've got 3 plugs left in here, and you're also going to need this little tool here to clean out the hole and also install the new patch. So bottom line, make sure you inspect your tire patch kit to make sure that it's good. But I also keep some spares with me just in case. There's just some extra items in here, actually some more glue and some other tire patching items. Next thing, a toolkit. I can't tell you how much I've used this Cruise Tools toolkit. You can pick this up on Amazon. I'll provide an affiliate link, but it basically has everything that you might need if you get stuck on the side of the road. So this is a great toolkit to have. I have one for each one of my bikes, and they are priceless. I absolutely love it. And finally, the last item that I'm going to recommend that you take with you on your long distance trip. Small pack of wet wipes. These come in handy for a lot of different reasons. Some that you might not think about, and maybe some that you hope to never need. But if you need it, you'll be glad that you have it. Because I've used my wet wipes just to wash my hands. Maybe I'm at a bike rally and I grab something from a food truck, and I can wash my hands before I eat. Or God forbid, you have some unfortunate situation that happens to you. They'll come in handy. So those are some items that you might need when you're traveling on a long distance trip, as they will keep you out of trouble. Now, before I wrap this video up, I want to thank a couple of people for some items that were given to me. One is this poker chip from Tourpack Harley Davidson. Now, this was given to me by a subscriber to my channel. We ran into each other at a gas station. I'm not sure where we were, somewhere between Tennessee, or somewhere between Memphis and Nashville. I don't know, maybe somewhere near Jackson or something, I'm not sure. But in any event, there was 3 or 4 gentlemen there who were from Arkansas, who were on a road trip. They recognized me, they said hello, and one of them gave me this cool poker chip. Tourpack Harley Davidson is in Conway, Arkansas. I thought it was Conroe. No, it's Texas. Conway, Arkansas. They have the coolest t-shirts that you've ever seen. So if you're anywhere near Conway, Arkansas, which is outside of Little Rock, definitely go by Tourpack Harley Davidson. It's a small dealer, but it's one of my favorite dealers. I just love their shirts. Next person I want to give a thanks to is my buddy Kraken from Kraken's Garage. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, do so. Kraken sent me this portable battery. This thing is a tank. It's very heavy. But they are made for people like me who use a CPAP machine. And if you're traveling, or maybe if you're camping or something like that, or if you live in a third world city like I do in Memphis, where there are frequent power outages, a battery like this can save your good night's sleep, because I can run my CPAP machine all night off of this thing. So this is an incredible battery. It's really big. I think it's heavier than the battery I have in my Road Glide here. This thing has got some weight to it, but it has 96,000 milliamp hours, so that is a monster of a battery. So I just want to give a thank you and a shout out to Kraken, or from Eric from Kraken's Garage. Please check out his channel. Tell him that I sent you. This is Q. I'm riding, I'm wrenching, and I am out.
So look at here.
So the Boy Scout saves the day again.
Look at here. Look, I'm gonna take over this damn show. All right. So we riding back from Toronto, and my man's tired. I keep having to smack him in the face because he's tired and everything.
Dying. Absolutely dying.
I remember when I was in heaven when I lost my mind. There was something special about that place. Even the reflection of an echo had so much pain.